Now, the Facebook data scandal, along with a multitude of other online personal data breaches, have made many of us rethink the way we use social media.
Yes, MeWe is a new type of private social network launched in 2016 by privacy advocate Mark Weinstein.
There are no ads, targeted or otherwise, no tracking of users of any kind, something known as data mining.
The network has around 2 million members and it's rapidly growing. In the aftermath of the Cambridge Analytica scandal, they had 100,000 people signing up every week.
The network also has the backing of some world-renowned leaders, including this one. You can see him here, the inventor of the World Wide Web, Sir Tim Berners-Lee. Yes, it was his fault. Well, we've got Mark with us in the studio. He's flown in from LA, especially to be on Business Live. So
you knew we were presenting,
and
you thought Mariam and Sally, that's it, I need to speak to those two.
I've got to be here.
Tell us about this company and what caused you to start it, because it was back in 2016, not that long ago.
So I'm one of the inventors of social media, so we want to put that on the table. This is not a new idea. Before Mark Zuckerberg was shaving, I built one of the first social media companies in the world, and we were PC Magazine top 100 company.
He still doesn't shave, does he?
He does. But what was that called?
Superfamily.com and Superfriends.com. Now this is at the turn of the millennium. So, and we did great. And then, you know, I moved on. I wrote some books on leadership and greatness. And Mark Zuckerberg made a statement several years ago that really pissed me off. He said, privacy is a social norm of the past. And I thought, my God, man, what are you thinking? The world is not a safe place. It's not okay for everybody to know everything about you.
But can I just ask you, before we get on to the issue that really annoyed
Yes.
you about what Mr. Zuckerberg had to say, do you think you were too soon? Were you bringing something to the market that we weren't ready for, and that's why it wasn't a success? Or maybe it wasn't a small success.
We were a success. Yeah, we were quite successful. We were ranked.
But you're not a Facebook?
No, because that era, remember, there was the bubble and the pop. So
You mean
we
the
sold that
bubble?
the dot-com bubble.
Yeah.
We sold that company in 2001. And then the dot-com bubble happened. The company that bought it from us closed it. So, you know, and this is part of being an entrepreneur. And I'm not an engineer. I just thought, my God, what a great opportunity to communicate using this great invention, you know, called the World Wide Web.
So how does MeWe differ from other social networks? You call it a private social network? How does that work? How do you do social networking and be private at the same time?
Because that's not what we are. So we are designed with what's called privacy by design. And that simply means that we don't track you. So there's no ads. So you don't have to worry, there's no content manipulation, so fake news can't get into your news feed. We can't affect a Brexit or a presidential election. You know, your timeline is just with your friends and family. We don't use facial recognition. We don't do anything creepy.
But how do you make money then?
So that's easy. Because in capitalism and democracy have always worked together without spying on people. That was communism. So, you know, it's very simple. We have a great free service with everything that you need, and then we have some cool optional features like custom emojis. 1,800 emojis are standard. Maybe you want a really cool emoji, which is very popular in Asian markets.
But is that enough to make money for you?
There's a lot more. There's a lot more. Okay.
But are people buying that stuff? Because
Absolutely.
I'm one of those people that goes on these things for free and never actually sign up for the smiley face. It's going to cost me $5 or whatever it is you're offering.
Let me tell you. So we have, you know, we have a secret chat like WhatsApp. Now remember, WhatsApp is owned by Facebook, and they track and spy everybody. The EU fined Facebook $122 million last year for tracking all WhatsApp users. So WhatsApp is not safe. We have something called MeWe Secret Chat, 99 cents a month, $5.99 a year.
But can I ask you, how will you get people to migrate to MeWe?
We already are.
Okay, but you know, who are already on Facebook? And the issue with Facebook or others is the people that you are talking to and connecting with are all on there. They're not on MeWe.
Yeah.
So you're going to stay where your friends and family are. You're not necessarily going to move to somewhere where...
Well, people are moving. So that's called the network effect.
You've got to get everyone you know to migrate,
right.
then, haven't you?
Sally, you're right. That's called the network effect, and it's a this is why most companies have failed at this. But we've taken years to build the technology. We've got the inventor of the World Wide Web as an advisor, and the network effect really works when constituencies move, and this is what we see. Facebook censors a lot of people for all kinds of strange reasons. We saw people from Bernie Sanders move over. We see conservatives come over.
Let's talk about mental health, because we've been talking about this story today in the papers. It's a story about the NHS here in the UK being forced to pick up the pieces of childhood mental health epidemic driven by social media. That's according to the chief executive of the National Health Service in this country. How big a role do you think social media has to play in the mental health of not only children but also adults?
Well, it's really big. It's really important. The other social media companies manipulate their members to stay on, to do things, so do kids' apps, and that's really bad. We don't do any of that. At MeWe, a kid, first of all, we will now only take 16 and older. Facebook has an app called Messenger for Kids. They take 6-year-olds. Can you imagine this? They put 6-year-olds on an app. They start to brainwash them into social media. That is wrong. It's really unconscionable. I've written about this, by the way. I also write about privacy.
But also as well, what about the issue of, the authorities like the FBI, whoever, governments, who need information from perhaps users of MeWe, users who they believe could be up to something very dangerous, terrorism activity, unwanted, unpleasant activity through MeWe.
Easy.
Would you hand over their information?
So there are very strict rules in our company. First of all, for our members, we're for the good guys. So we have a very strict terms and conditions, and we also have a very sort of strict, you have to follow the law. If the FBI, if the authorities want something from us, they have to follow the court procedures. They have to get a warrant. And if there's really a bad actor on me, we don't want them there. So we always say we're for the good guys. I didn't invent the site for bad people. We invented MeWe for good people of the world who don't want to be spied on.
Have you met Mark Zuckerberg?
I have not met Mark Zuckerberg.
What would you say to him if you met him?
Man, what are you thinking? What are you doing? His company is a data company. Remember, they're not a social network. They're a data company.
All right, Mark
We'll
Weinstein,
put
so
that
good
to him
talk
when we
you.
meet him. Good to have you on the
Thank you so
programme.
Thank you very much.